Where you at,
Did
Berto?
technology wipe out serial killers? This is actually a great conversation piece because I genuinely think if you are a serial killer in 2025, 2026, gang, you're cooked. It's time to get a new profession, bro, because we just have too much technology. You can't get away with nothing. Like back in the day, y'all really had it easy. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s, you could just pull up, pop someone in the face. We didn't have enough technology to, you know, grab your fingerprints and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even the 70s, it was a little bit easier to get away with shit. But the further back you get, like, we ain't have no forensic scientists or accurate for forensic scientists. Motherfuckers guessing they locking up the wrong nigga. So nowadays, everyone's got phones. Everyone's gonna record your ass. That's one. And then two, if you actually sneaky, like, we got all types of shit to pretty much prove how you did it, where you did it. Goddamn, we have AI so good, we could probably reenact the whole scenario based on where the bullet holes landed and whatnot. So it's like, y'all are kind of cooked, man. It's time to just be normal functioning people of society, gang. But let's get right into the video and see what it's talking about. If serial killers even have a shot in 2026. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Tap into the Twitch stream, link to that be in the description. That's Whereyouatberto. Come on, let's do it.
Why did the so-called golden age of serial killers come to such an abrupt end?
Golden age is crazy.
Maybe because the world changed. Because the net closed in. Because cameras went up. Databases went live, phones started ringing 3 digits instead of 10, 911. And the internet connected everything. See, the monsters didn't stop. The world stopped letting them move.
Yeah, I don't know. Him calling it the golden age kind of just like low-key hinted at his personality traits. Like, what the fuck you mean golden age, nigga? What do you mean by that? Hold on. FBI need to look into this motherfucker. Why do you call it the golden age?
Did technology kill the serial killer? Welcome to Breakfast Cereal. My name's Josh. If you've been following along, you know I've been building a series asking, where did all the serial killers go? What killed the so-called golden age of serial killers? You know, that strange, terrifying stretch in the 70s
nigga can't
and
be
80s
trusted.
when it felt like Kemper, Berkowitz, and Ramirez were...
If anybody is close to this individual, don't ever let him walk behind you in dark alleyways. He's gonna get you got. But in 2026, you're gonna be dead. Your life will be over, but we'll know who did it because we're gonna catch him.
Everywhere all at
What's
once.
good, Cap?
So far, I've tackled lead poisoning, DNA, long-haul trucking, even the controversial idea that serial killers
Appreciate the follow.
just evolved into mass shooters. If you're new here, hit subscribe, check out the backlog, and dive into the comments because honestly, that's where half of the real conversation happens. There are thousands of theories down there in some cases, and I love reading through them. But today, I want to zoom out a little wider.
This guy has
I
an
want to
interesting
talk
editing
about
style. It's kinda
technology
cool.
in the big sense. The stuff that turned the late 20th century into the early 21st. Not just DNA, but everything else. Let's start with this chart, because you know I love a good chart. And if you've been around here for a little while, this chart is starting to look very, very familiar. Serial killings in the US peak in the late 70s and early 80s, spiking way above.
Oh, I was right. I said 70s in the intro. Come on, man. Don't ever say Big Bird don't know nothing. Talk to me. Him. Mathie.
Anything seen before. Then, suddenly, by like mid-90s, downhill. A
Y'all know,
sharp
I guess.
decline. By the 2000s, the line is flat. I mean, barely a shadow of its former self. Now, overlay another line. Technological adoption. Home computers, cell phones, surveillance cameras, national crime databases.
Berto would know about the 70s old ass. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not even mad at you. I walked into that one. I got way too hype about knowing some old shit. Jesus.
Spread of 911 systems, the internet, the rise of caller ID, ATMs with cameras, even store security systems. And those two lines, look, they almost cross like an X. As the killers drop, tech rises. Coincidence? As we see again, maybe. But again, hard to ignore the timing. When I first started looking at this, it reminded me of my own hometown, actually, when we first started installing its first set of traffic cameras. People complained like crazy. It's like, oh, Big Brother's watching. They said it was pointless. But guess what happened? Car accidents.
People are always so like against change to the point where it's like nobody even thinks practically. Like you have serial killers running at an all-time high and you're complaining about cameras being installed. Like, oh, why we need cameras? I feel like everyone's like, bro, because bodies are dropping left and right. What the fuck? Yo, real quick, before we get back into the video, I know you guys usually skip these type of ads, but give me 1 second. My guys over at Free Cash are sponsoring this video, and if you like money, I think you'd like to stick around. Free Cash is an application where you can earn free money just for playing games. It is 100% free to sign up using the QR code on the screen or the link in my description. Only thing that you're gonna need is an email or a password. And the games on this platform are actually fun, and all you have to do is complete basic missions and very simple tasks to reach the requirements to actually get paid. And as soon as you do that, they credit your account right away with real money that you can use in the real world. I'm talking about gift cards, PayPal, however you need to get your funds, they got it. And something that I've been seeing a little bit y'all talking about is like, oh, they're collecting my data. Listen, they only track your progress so they know when to pay you. And let me break down exactly why they're paying you free cash in the first place. The games that are on these platforms are trying to get exposure. So the games pay free cash to pay you guys to play the games. If you really think about it, it's just business. It's a win-win situation. These games get more people onto their platform playing their games, and you get a little bit of extra chicken in your pockets. And I've had so many of you guys reach out to me already saying that you've made $5 to $10 just playing games that you would be playing for free anyway. And I know $5 to $10 isn't like life-changing money, but it's free money to play games on your phone. And the crazy part is I've actually had people tell me that they've had crazy payouts like $500, one even $1,000. I'm not saying to quit your day job, but the fact that that's even possible, I mean, bro, it's free. So if you ask me, there's really nothing to lose, just everything to gain, honestly, if you like playing games on your free time. So click the link in my description or try the QR code on my screen to sign up for free, and you'll even get a $5 bonus using my stuff. I love y'all. Where you at, family? Let's get right back into the video.
Where you at, Berto?
At that intersection where they put in the first ones, dropped by like almost half. I mean, not because people suddenly cared about safety, but because they knew they were being watched. Now, imagine being a predator in 1977. No cameras, no databases, no caller ID.
Yeah,
it was
you're
like
getting
the
away with
wild
everything.
fucking West. The NCIC, National Crime Information Center, went live in 1967.
You know this, what this made me think of? I was actually just having this conversation with one of my dogs after we left the gym. Bro, if the internet were to just disappear, not even like power or like just internet, the world would go into anarchy right away because everything's so digitalized. Money doesn't even really exist in the physical form anymore. Like, when was the last time you had more than a couple $100 cash? And even that is rare. You get paid direct deposit. So if the internet went away, you're not accessing your banks. But not only are you not accessing your banks, these companies aren't accessing their money because, again, these billion-dollar companies don't have billions of just physical dollars. So if the internet were to just disappear, we literally would go into anarchy. Everyone would be killing each other. Everybody would it would just be a bloodbath, like literally bad. We have so much faith and reliance on the internet nowadays that I don't think we could coexist without it. Like, obviously, if another, 3, 4, 5 years passed and we didn't have the internet, we would adjust and it'd be kind of like a hard reset. And some might argue that we do need that. Some might argue that, but it'd be bad. OnlyFans girls would go extinct. Everyone would go extinct because you wouldn't even go to your regular job. You wouldn't even go to your regular job if the internet doesn't exist, because how's your job going to pay you? They're not going to pay you in cash. They pay you in direct deposit. So what would be the point of going to work? You would be like, why am I going into work? They can't pay me. I'm telling you, if the internet went out, like literally no more internet for everybody, everyone's cooked. Everyone's cooked. Not gonna lie, I think a lot of people would rather have the internet than water. That is true. A lot that we would be dropping left and right, but yeah, mentally, I think people would rather the internet.
But it really came into its own in the 80s and 90s.
The National Crime Information Center is a computerized system serving all law enforcement agencies, local, state, and federal.
You could think of it as like a giant digital filing cabinet for law enforcement across the US. It stores everything. Criminal records, stolen vehicles, missing persons, warrants, fingerprints. Suddenly, a cop in Nebraska could type in a license plate and know instantly if it was connected to a crime in Arizona. I mean, that was revolutionary. Then came VCAP, the Violent Criminal Apprehension Program, launched by the FBI in 1985. VCAP was designed specifically with serial offenders in mind. It's a database that tracks the details of violent crimes, methods, victim types, crime scene signatures, and it looks for patterns across jurisdictions. So if
Pablo, what up, man?
in Kansas looked eerily similar to one in Oklahoma, VCAP could flag it. Before that, those cases would have lived and died in separate filing cabinets. I mean, that seems absolutely huge, don't you think? I mean, even if it wasn't perfect, and VCAP especially struggled in the early years because not every department was using it properly or reporting it. It was the beginning of a net, though. A net that got tighter every single year. Let's talk about cameras.
Oh.
In the 70s, you could walk down a street, grab someone, shove them into a car, and
this is still happening, though. We've been actually seeing, you know what's actually crazy? We're not going to say too much because I don't know what you can and can't say on Twitch. But the fact that there's a system in place right now with that whole ICE stuff, literally niggas are just getting grabbed and thrown in cars legally. It's being enforced by the government. That's scary. That's fucked. Overly fried.
Unless somebody physically saw you with their own two eyes, you were invisible. Surveillance cameras were incredibly rare, grainy if they were there, and just local. By the late 90s, though, suddenly cameras are everywhere. So look at Israel Keys.
In GTA.
He thought he was smarter than the system. He planned meticulously, stashed kill kits across states, went to extraordinary lengths to beat the system and go undetected. But when he abducted Samantha Koenig in 2012, cameras began closing the circle almost immediately. An ATM camera caught him withdrawing money from her account. Gas station cameras picked up the car he was driving. Each frame, each timestamp, stitched together his trail. In another era, he probably would have.
You know, it's always niggas that look like this, bro. Like, bro. They always look like this. Is it just me? Like, have y'all not noticed that? These serial killing niggas that be wanting to touch kids and do all types of disgusting weirdo shit, they always look like this. It's like you could see it in their face. I know we're not supposed to judge no book by a cover, but why they all got the same vibe? I don't know, bro. That should be weird to me.
Slipped through. So here's where I think about my own childhood again. I grew up in the 90s, so when the first camcorders were becoming a little more common, my friend's mom had one of these giant ones, it was like this big. It basically had a VCR attached to it.
Bloodwolf said, I look suspicious too. Bro, somebody keep an eye on him, man.
She'd bring it to our baseball games, and it looked like a news crew was showing up. But by the time I was in high school, cameras, they were getting smaller. We had digital cameras, right? Like those Canon Power Shots and stuff. And then a few years later, of course, phones. I can't even imagine being able to do something violent in public and not ending up on like a dozen lenses at this point. See, serial killers are predators of opportunity. Take away anonymity, and you're taking away half their hunting ground.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
It's easy to forget how revolutionary the 911 system was. I assumed it had been around like practically forever.
Was it not? Did we like semi-recently get 911? I didn't know that.
Pretty shocked when researching for this very episode to learn that nationwide adoption of 911,
Somebody
that didn't even start until the 80s. And it wasn't even until the mid-90s that it was like standard. Before that, you had to find a landline, know the number for the local police, and like pray to God and hope that they picked up.
Wow, that's kind of crazy because the 911 system is still so flawed. Like chances are, if you're in like a actual I need help emergency right now, they're still probably going to be late. So just add on the fact that you got to remember the local police number. And what if you're out of town? What if you're fucking visiting Nebraska or some foreign state or country? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to know that at one point, the 911 wasn't the go-to. Wow.
Fucking wild. Oh, he's having a heart attack. Quick, somebody call 55573.
Yeah, well, that nigga having a heart attack, he's GG's regardless, bro. And I again, that's kind of my point. Like, the system is still so flawed because I'm not even trying to be funny. You call 911 and now they're getting ready to get to you, but sometimes some of these emergencies are very instantaneous situations. Like, we need help right now. Like, we need you here, like, teleport here.
372768. Like, Jesus. Now at caller ID. Before the 90s, a guy like BTK could torment the police and victims' families even. Endless anonymous phone calls. Technology finally broke that tool too. I mean, imagine a serial killer somehow missed that memo. Like, imagine BTK. Hello, this is BTK calling. Says here, this is Dennis Rader. Oh shit. Hey, while I got you, you know if it's possible by chance to trace a floppy disk? I mean, that's kind of funny, but it's literally how it went down, idiot. He asked the police through a newspaper personal ad, which is how they were kind of communicating, if it was possible to trace a floppy disk. Obviously, the police responded with, no, of course not. No. So dumb old Dennis sends a floppy disk to the police.
This nigga deserved the level of stupidity. You called the police and asked them if it was possible to trace, and you believed them. Hell nah.
Metadata immediately traced it back to a computer at Dennis's church.
How you gonna ask the ops? You're a serial killer. How you gonna ask the people that are trying to find you? Why do you think they would have any motive to give you the right answer?
And speaking of computers,
and that's such a sus-ass question.
The internet changed everything. Not just for killers, but for victims too. In the 70s, if someone went missing, word traveled very slowly. Posters on telephone poles. Yeah. You've seen it on movies and TV, but for real, posters on telephone poles. I mean, local news. Maybe you get a police press conference. But now, a missing persons alert can go viral in hours.
Yeah, facts. And depending on who you were and how it goes, it's all over the internet. Yeah, the whole country's looking for your ass.
Photos shared across the globe, entire communities mobilized online. I mean, look.
Yeah, but let's be honest. How many of y'all niggas have ever responded to an Amber Alert? It's wrong. It's wrong. But let's be honest. Anytime the Amber Alert come through, what niggas doing? It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Is there anybody out there that's responding to the Amber Alerts, bro? I would hope so. I would hope so. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to make up for our ignorance and selfishness.
Look at Luka Magnotta.
Mel said I plead
See,
the
he
fifth.
wanted to be infamous, and he used the internet as his stage. Before he ever killed a person, he posted.
Juke said every time I got an Amber Alert, it was late night and I was in my bed. Okay, and
Hell no, man. What the
are you insinuating that if you were up and about that it would be a different result? Come on, girl. You know you lying. You know you lying.
Disturbing videos online
Yeah,
of
okay.
animal cruelty. Entire internet communities spotted the clips, debated whether they were real, and started trying to track him down.
Guys, have you watched, I think this is, I forget what it's called, but it's a series about this on Netflix. I think something about cats. Something about cats. Y'all are smarter than me, but pay attention to this. Rewatch it if you need to, but go watch this series on Netflix. It was crazy what he's talking about. Literally a Facebook group went and investigated this nigga and found him. And he was doing crazy things. There's a whole doc on Netflix. Y'all gotta watch it, bro.
So when he murders John
forget
Lynn
what
in
it's called,
2012, he filmed it, uploaded the footage, and then fled the country. And here's where the internet really showed its power. Interpol alerts went out. News stories raced ahead of him. And thousands of strangers on the internet picked up the trail. So if you've ever seen the Netflix documentary,
There it is.
yeah, this one, Don't Fuck with Cats.
That one. It's so good, y'all. It's so good. And it's, again, very crazy situation. Y'all gotta go tap in if you haven't seen that.
You know the story. A handful of amateur sleuths on Facebook went full detective mode. They froze frames, analyzed the backgrounds, tracked down items in the room, even tried to triangulate his location based on things like the style of electrical outlets. See, for better or worse, the internet made it possible for the average person to play detective. And it's not always a good thing. Vigilante internet investigators can
I just
easily
knew he was gonna get
misidentify
timed
people,
out.
ruin innocent lives even. But in Magnotta's case, it created a pressure cooker. He couldn't move without someone online trying to pin him down. He was finally caught by technology and his own vanity. He went into an internet cafe in Berlin, logged online to read stories. What do you think he was reading about? Himself. The clerk recognized him, called the police, and the net snapped shut. Now, here's the pushback. If technology really killed the serial killer, why do we still see cases pop up? Why do we still uncover guys like Samuel Little, who confessed to killing 90 women over decades?
Oh my God.
Seems to me that maybe some killers adapted. They targeted the most vulnerable, the homeless, sex workers, addicts, people society still tends to overlook. Even with tech, if nobody cares enough to look for the victim, the predator can slip through. So maybe it's not that technology ended serial killers entirely. Maybe it's just made the game harder. The careers that used to last decades now burn out in 1 or 2 murders. And that brings me to the bigger question. Did technology really kill the serial killer, or did it just change the shape of the shadows?
I mean, I would say for the most part, it's for the better. It's for the better because again, back in the day, motherfucker, you could just get snatched up, get gone, and literally if there was no witnesses, you'd just be dead in the water, gang. Niggas would just be confused. But that's why niggas do have to go and pick targets that are way more vulnerable, way less memorable, and it sucks that that's the case as well. But you also gotta kind of have a mindset. If there's good in this world, there's probably gonna be some bad. So I am happy to be on the side of more good. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more good in the world now because it is less likely for motherfuckers to just get murked in broad daylight.
Every time we build a new wall, Predators find a crack. DNA, databases, cameras. They close doors, but human darkness doesn't just vanish. It adapts.
Yeah.
And maybe the scariest thought is this. For all the progress we've made, are we just fooling ourselves? Is safety real? Or is it just another illusion until the next predator figures out how to beat the system? What do you think? Did technology end the golden age of serial killers? Or are the monsters still out there, just better hidden?
Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.